Namita Kejriwal, and I welcome you all on behalf of Vincent Financial Services for a talk on women and wealth. Since Women's Day is around the corner, let's hear to the power stories of such women whose grit, dedication and focus have taken them to a different level of success. Let me introduce today's guest speaker, Mitali Nikore, who is the founder of Nikore Associated. She is a pioneering economist with 12 years of experience in gender mainstreaming, development finance, policy advisory and social entrepreneurship. She advises leading multilateral organizations such as ADB, UN Women and World Bank. Her experience spans several countries in Africa, South Asia as well as United States and United Kingdom. Mitali was facilitated with the Indian UK Achievers Honours which celebrates the work of 75 young UK Indian students and alumni who have made an important contribution to their profession and society. She is also widely published researcher and writer with the Times of India, World SME News, Indian Express, She the People and EPC World. Mitali holds a Master of Economics from the London School of Economics and Political Science and Bachelor of Economics from the University of Delhi. Hi Mitali, hope you are doing good and welcome to this initiative by Vincent Financial Services.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited for this conversation.
I'm equally. So not taking much of the time, let me start with my questions. So it would be like a fireside chat. I'll be having 4 questions. So my first question to you is, how did you started this entrepreneurship journey and what learnings, maybe learnings, unlearnings, challenges you faced and you want to share with us? So yes, over to you.
So I think I would say I'm an accidental entrepreneur. It was never planned. And I think this is something that a lot of people, whenever I share with them, they always resonate with that, oh, हाँ, हमने भी कभी plan नहीं किया था. We never actually planned this. I was consulting with a couple of, multilateral organizations. And I started getting interest from others and then another one and then another one. And I started finding that I just don't have the time, but I'm getting so many interesting assignments. And that's when I said, okay, I think I can turn this into a business. And I hired a few people to support my work. And from there on, it's been no looking back.
Okay, amazing. Sometimes, accidents can be in such a way where you land up doing your, inner calling, or you can pursue your passion. So that's really amazing. I have to mention that I'm loving your hair. I couldn't resist myself, mentioning that, but you look good. So my second question comes to you. So we all know that finance is really one thing which is actually required and it is the backbone of a lot of things. So I wanted to understand from you, how did you ensure that your business finance one side or maybe your personal finance was being taken care of? Because that's really required, but we as a women hold ourselves back because we feel
Correct.
Finance hai, to I don't understand. Let men take that decision. So I want to understand from you.
So I think there are 2 or 3 things which I did a bit differently and which my family does a bit differently. The first is my mother is the financial manager of our family.
Oh.
And she, her whole life, my father has just gone and said, this is my earning, please take care of it. And not just take care of it in the sense of save it, but invest it, reinvest it, and make it grow. So every time she's the one who has been, growing the investments. And the second thing is that with my earnings also I have done the same. Of course, she has been, one of the people who has sort of decided which financial instruments where. But because it's my mother, it's so easy for me to really try to understand, okay, these are the instruments that are going well. These are the instruments that are giving good returns. And of course, we are not so much into the stock market. My father is more into that. But we are into safer investments which give decent returns, like as a trade-off. And I think the third reason is that I'm an economist. So this is literally something that we have to study, and then when you study it, you start to become curious about it and you apply it. So that's sort of how I learned about it.
Oh, amazing. So I, being a financial advisor, I loved your statement as you mentioned, that saving, investing, and seeing your money grow. So a lot of people doesn't understand the difference also. I mean, saving kya hai, investments kya hai. Since you have been seeing your mother from very initial stage, so you had those kind of learnings inculcated into you. So amazing that you had such kind of insights about finance. So you're the one who gave me such statement, and I really love that. So my third question to you would be, being an entrepreneur or being a human being, we tend to have some mistakes, or we tend to do something which we at this point think that we should haven't done that, or maybe when we
Hmm.
did, we should have some kind of learnings so that going in future we don't implement such things. So what did you do, I mean, differently so that your mistakes are not repeated?
So I think some of the mistakes that I can definitely say in the early years of coming in. One is to do work for free. I'm sure a lot of us have done that, where you're just like, oh yeah, I should take up this study, and then they said, हाँ आपके लिए तो अच्छी marketing हो जाएगी. It will be good marketing for you. So I think that is one of my biggest mistakes, and it is still very hard for me because as a young woman entrepreneur, I mean, one is that you are a woman entrepreneur. Second is you're a young entrepreneur, and then when you're both, it is very hard for you to say no. My time, so I have started saying that, and often it does offend clients that, oh, why am I being so money minded, or why am I having that conversation upfront before starting the work? Often they say, ha, that means something we'll talk about later. And I'll be like, no, no, I have to decide. So I started being very professional about it. And I said, I have to decide how much of my resources and my team I have to invest. And that will depend on the contours and the budget. So please, let's discuss the budget now. And that's really been very tough for me. It's still tough for me, and that's sort of how I go about it. And even then, the payments are often delayed
Yeah,
by months. So
right.
it's a big challenge.
Correct. So, I mean, you're right in a way, right? You should understand saying no also. There's nothing called free lunch. So you have to be paid for what you're doing, right? Because we deserve that. So one phrase which I also love is roti when I talk about myself, which is return on time invested. So when we put
Hmm.
our time, energy, effort, you should get something in return, right? Because that's really very important. At the end, we are not here to completely get a social cause. Also, we are here to do business as well. So we should understand that as well. So amazing. So my last question to you would be, what message you would like to share with women as a community? Because you know that sometimes women wear a lot of hats, but that introspection is not there. It sometimes comes when they hear to a lot of such inspiring stories which motivate them to introspect. Yeah, they think, Acha, I should also have given a chance to myself. So what strong message would you like to share with them?
I think at the end of the day, I would say that it's never too late to begin. You can start in your youth, you can start at your middle age, old age, at any time. I mean, I read about one woman entrepreneur who began her business at 90,
Yeah.
and she started selling achars, which she had been making her whole life.
Very
And also, there is no business or no work that is too small. Every work is big and consequential if you enjoy doing it and someone is willing to pay you for it. As long as you cover your cost, you're good. It means that it has economic value, and
yeah.
it covers the basic principles of capitalism. So I think we have to just be strong, we have to go for it, and we have to go for it at any time, doing anything.
Correct.
Nobody can stop us.
Right. So age is just number. So you should not hold yourself back. I mean, at any point when you feel, yes, I can do it, you should give a chance to yourself, because everyone has some or the other strength. So let's come forward and work on it. I mean, otherwise in the later stage, you'll just have regret, right? So that's, I think, amazing message which you want to give to all of us. So thank you so much, Mitali. It was a very crisp but a very, very relevant discussion, and hope we can bring a small change even to, a few numbers also. I mean, that's the whole objective and the idea about this particular session. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.